Hi everyone, Alex here. Today I'm going to show you my parents' garden. They have a really nice vegetable garden and I'm going to give you a tour of their garden. And my parents built this garden about 2 years ago, and the size of the garden is about 20 feet by 50 feet. When they started to build the garden, this is like an empty ground, and now it's a beautiful vegetable garden. So on the right side of their garden, they have a duck coop and a chicken coop. And we have two persimmon trees here, Peking duck. We also have a khaki Campbell duck. The chicken coop, they got a lot of eggs every day, fresh eggs. The girls has a lot of space. Along the garden, they have the green onions, and they will collect the seeds for next season. Onions. Some winter plants. They are mustard plant. You can see they're saving the flower for seeds. More sweet potato plants. You can actually eat the tender stems. They're really good for stir fry. Mint, and I always cut some and to make my mojito drinks. Now let's enter the garden. Along the garden, they have many tomato plants. I believe they are heirlooms. They have some taro. This is the Asian taro. So it's like a potato, and you can eat the root part of the plant. So the first row is Chinese long bean. Really long. These are still babies. You can see this is what this bean look like. It's very tender, very tasty. Use this long bean for stir fries or even make dumplings or buns. They're really tasty and have a really good nutritional value. And they grow really tall. And this is about 7 feet and very easy to grow. This is a flower. And here you can see there are some carrots. This is a good size. I think this one is ready to harvest. Very productive. Every year, my parents cannot eat all their vegetables, their long beans. They will give to friends or family. Look at that. Very nice. Okay, now let's check the second row. So in the second row, they have this regular beans, green beans. They're not bush beans. So you can see they actually grew up like a vine. Those are really good for stir fries as well. Very productive. This is baby beans. And here they have some eggplant. I believe they are black beauty. And they have these Chinese vegetables. And the stem is actually hollow. We call them a hollow stem vegetable. It's really tasty when you stir fry with garlic. You can see they also have some gingers. Very cute ginger plant. And more taros. This is the third row. And you can see they have the cilantro. And they're so mature, they will collect the cilantro seeds for next season. And they have more regular green beans in the third row. You can see they're really good size. Oh, there is a shoebox. So their garden is an organic garden. They do not spray any pesticide. They're very tasty. You can see there's so many green beans. I think it's the harvest season. They should be able to harvest these green beans tomorrow. All right, and at the one side of the third row, they have the funnels. And they're still they're saving the flower and the seeds for next season. Now let's start the fourth row. And the first two plants are bitter melons. So bitter melons are very popular Asian vegetables. They taste a little bitter, but very refreshing. Very good vegetable to make salad and stir fry. And more tomato plants. I believe they are heirlooms as well. You can see the shape of the tomato fruits, like kidney shape. They have several okra. I believe they're purple okra. And when they become bigger, they will transplant into the field. And here they have the asparagus. If you remember my previous videos, I bought these seedlings from Lowe's. And one day I saw they sell the seedlings and I bought a tray. And you can see they grow so big, they're very tall now. The fifth row, and you have some more long beans. Long beans are so easy to grow, very productive. So that's why they like growing long beans. Very tall, over 7 feet tall. And more bitter melon. This is a regular chive, has really beautiful purple flower. They love long beans so much. We have another row of long bean. At the end of this row, you can see they have some cucumber plants. Let's see whether there's any fruits. You can see this is the typical Asian style cucumber. Very long, very thin, and very small seeds. Thorny. Now let's look at the seventh row. They have this Chinese plant. You're eating the young leaf, the shoot part. You can make preserved vegetables out of it. It's really expensive and really hard to find. I actually ordered the seeds from California, shipped all the way to Florida. And out of 100 seeds, there are only 4 plants made it. So this is one of them. And they also have some winter plant vegetable left, which is kale. They have some green peppers. I believe they are bell peppers. And they have these celery plants. Very fresh, organic, no pesticide. Very beautiful. Look at that. This is how they harvest them. They still leave the base, and then they can grow more from the top. You can see. Then this way you have unlimited fresh celeries to eat. More bitter melons here. Now let's go to the 8th row. More bitter melon plants at the beginning, and they will grow to the top of the rack. And soon you will see a lot of fruits growing along the support. And there are more eggplant in the garden. Those are Black Beauty. And more cucumber plants. Cucumber is definitely one of the popular vegetables in Asian cuisine. And you can see really nice, right? You can't buy this type of cucumber from supermarket because they don't like this type of fruit. Those will damage each other. But this type of cucumber is very tender. All right, this is more of the Chinese vegetable I mentioned. Out of 100 seeds, only 4 survived. This is the second one, the third one. We have some pumpkins. You can see there's a little tiny fruit here. The end of the 9th row, I believe these are the chayote plants. You're able to buy chayote at the regular supermarket. So it's like a melon type vegetable. You can see they also have some loofah plants. In the last row, there are nothing but garlic chives. This is very expensive in Asian market. People use garlic chive to make dumplings and buns. They're like close to $4 a pound in the Asian market. It's definitely worth it to grow garlic chive. You can see this is how you harvest garlic chive. You cut it from the base and then they will regrow, regenerate. So you will have unlimited garlic chive, just like the celery. And there are several Thai basils. They're really, really good. I like cook basil chicken or make some Vietnamese style beef soup, and I can put the Thai basil in there. At the end of the garden, they plant more long beans. As I mentioned, long beans are so popular and easy to take care. So there are more long beans here. So at the corner of the garden, they have a blueberry plant. This is a really nice blueberry plant, which produce really large size of fruit. You can see they're really large and very tasty. Let me harvest this one. Now let's try it. Wow. And it's so good. Very frequent. Very juicy. Very good balance of sweetness and the sourness. And you can see there are more fruits already. I'm gonna leave these for my parents. Oh, wow, there are also 2 more already. And I believe there are more in the bottom. Look at that. One plant. You're gonna have a lot of blueberries. And there's still a lot of plants that are kind of small, like the eggplants. I will provide an update later and to let you see how this bitter melon grows on the top of the rack, like a canopy. It's gonna be a very beautiful green shade next to the shed. The chicken poop and duck poop is the perfect fertilizer for the garden. This is today's video, and I hope you enjoyed the tour of my parents' vegetable garden. Feel free to leave any questions or comments. And thank you so much for you guys watching, and please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.